Hi, I'm Ash and welcome to this video. And in this video, I'm just going to go over very briefly how you set up a multiplayer session using VelociDrone. So first of all, you want to select whatever quad you're going to use, and I'm using the Spec 7 over here, which is a 7-inch for my session. Once you go into a session, you can't change the quad unless you change to perpetual mode racing in order to change quads. So you have to select what quad you want to be flying before you enter the session. So if we go to multiplayer, and that's where we will select our quad. So I'm going to stick with the Spec 7. And then you come to this screen, which basically shows you sessions that are running on your particular area or region. So you have this drop down here, Europe. So in Europe there are these 3 sessions running, and if I was to change to America, then there's 1 session running. So we'll go back to Europe where there are more sessions, and here you can see the number of players in each session. So 2 in this one, 4 in this one, 2 in this one. You can see who the host is. This is the host's player name. This is the name of the session, TinyWhoop0000 and Lubiaz. And then you have the track. So this is the track that's currently being run. So you can see what track's being run. And then underneath that, it tells you what type of session they're running. So this session is single class. So they're in single class racing. So it's ranked racing, effectively. It's in manual arming mode, which is what the M stands for, and it's a micro class session, so they're flying micros. And then this one here, the track is MCK, no room for error. It's single class, auto arming, and 5-inch quads. And then this one is DDR Whoop League, Rudolph's roller coaster, and it is open class, auto arming, and micro quads. Now with it being open class, it means it's not ranked racing, so you won't be trading ranking points when you race and you win and lose. And it also means that you can modify the quad to fly the way you want it to fly for that session, whereas in single class the quads are tied down to all fly in a similar fashion and not, it not be possible to make a quad faster than other quads in the session. Whereas in open class you can fiddle around with the drag and change things in order to make your quad faster or fly tighter or whatever you want to do to it. Now to join any of these existing sessions, you would just click the join session button and that would put you in. You can, if you've got friends configured, click the friends checkbox here and that will show you if you have any friends, and I don't have any friends configured here, so it's not showing me anything. If I untick that, that will disappear. But if you tick on friends and you've configured friends or added friends to your simulator, then you'll see the sessions that they are in. Even if those sessions are private, you'll still see those sessions listed, so you can actually see when your friends are online. The next 2 boxes down are for either joining a session or creating a session. So if you want to join a session, and it's not here. So if you know there is a private session running and you know its name, then you can type that name in here, which is case sensitive. So you need to get the case right. So if someone is running a session with, a capitalized letter, they need to tell you that. Otherwise you won't be able to join it. So you type in the session name here that you want to join, click join session, and if it exists, it will join you to it. And I'm going to just assume that a testing session doesn't exist, but let's just try. And then there you go, join room failed, game doesn't exist. So there's no session currently running called testing. If I want to create a session with the name testing, I can do that. And if I was to just hit the create session button here, that would create a public session. So it would appear in this list over here for everyone else accessing the Europe region, and they would be able to join it. If I click private, then it will privately create this session, and anyone who wants to join needs to know the name and type it into this box and click join the session. Now the last thing to talk about over here is the global chat. Now this is a chat room for all people who are sat in the lobby, and you can talk to each other in here and put messages in here to each other. So it's just a global chat area, really. It's no more than that. But you'll see when people come online and when people go offline, you'll see them join the lobby over here. And if we create a session, so if I just click create now, it will then ask me what I want to create. So we'll just create it on this one here. And then that opens up the session and loads the track. And now I have a multiplayer session running. I'll just switch to the start line. There we go. So now I have a multiplayer session running. It's private, so anyone who types testing into the join box and clicks join will be able to join and race against me in multiplayer. And that's pretty much it. That's the basics of either creating a session or joining a session or joining public sessions. And once you're in the session, you are the race manager, and obviously you get to start races and abort races and all that type of stuff. And you also have open to you just starting race here, so you can see how that works. And I can abort the race. So that's aborted the race. And I can also see, this is the important one, the session player list. And this allows me to control the players in the session. So at the moment it's in auto enable, which means that any pilot who joins will be automatically enabled to fly. If I turn that off, then you'll see that this button here I can now control, and I can change myself to be a spectator, which means I'm not in the race. Or I can change myself back to flying, which means I am in the race. I can also lock the session, which means that even if people know the session name, they can't join it. And you can also do that for a public session. So you can create a public session, and then once you have as many players as you want in that session, you can lock it and people won't be able to join. And you will actually see that on the front page when you're looking for sessions. So if I come out of here, if I just exit here and close my session, go back to multiplayer, if there is like a red padlock on the screen on any of these sessions, that means they're locked and you won't be able to join them. But there's no locked sessions here. These are all open, so you can actually join them. Let's see if there's any locked ones on America. No, that one's open as well. Usually Europe and America are the busiest servers, but currently no locked sessions. But you would see like a red padlock if they were locked, and you wouldn't be able to join. Okay, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you on the next video.